We are invited to find a comfortable posture and to remind ourselves that this moment is not a moment of effort. We are not striving toward any goal in particular, that this so-called meditation is not meant to generate anything that isn't already there. So it's important to let go even our search for peace, for insight, for a breakthrough in some particular situation. This is a moment of exploration, not a moment of grasping or of searching for something outside of ourselves. The posture is simply an invitation for the body to calm down, to relax. And as we stop, we may notice that in the body there can be some agitation, tendency to move. And the mind can be agitated too, because body and mind are not separate. They're actually the same thing. So we'll see our thoughts rushing toward the environment, trying to fix things. The cushion is too high or too low, temperature too high, too low, this kind of mind that is worrying about the conditions. And our intention is very simple, very light and gentle, and it's about not manipulating ourselves or the environment. Just simply recognizing what is and allowing it to be simply what is. This gives us a great freedom, we could say, and it's the freedom to savor, to fully savor what is there, not to give for granted that even this agitation is something wrong. Maybe even this little feeling of unease, agitation, maybe this little emotion that has been um, following us for the past few days. Maybe even these unpleasant aspects of experience are a help, are something that is calling us back to fully savor this moment and to notice that there is a sort of completeness when we embrace the present moment in its entirety. And that even the tension, even the feeling of unease or the little emotion has a place in this vaster and wider sense of completeness. So once again, the invitation is very simple. Just let go of any grasping, of any expectation, goal. There's nothing to work for here on our cushion, on our couch, on our chair. And we begin to turn our interest toward a very simple manifestation of the body as we find it. What is the body right now? Let's take a moment to recognize any image, thought, or idea arising in connection to this first contact with the body. Recognize that these images and projections are just thinking. They are not the body itself. They represent the body as if it was seen from the outside, from a third person perspective. But now we are diving in the body, trying to look at it from the first person perspective. What is the body lived and felt from the inside, without any image or projection to describe it or define its boundaries? And we may find that in the body we can perceive the sense of spaciousness. When the images step aside for a moment or two, and the body is perceived as a sense of space, maybe still a very subtle feeling, but it is inevitably there when the mind steps aside for a few moments. And as we recognize the body in its spaciousness and openness, we may let our attention flow to the place in this body which is requesting our attention. There may be an area that needs our care, feeling of closeness in our chest, in our throat, a tight jaw, a tightness in our thighs, in our hands, or on the muscles of our face. Let us recognize these tensions without the intention to release them, to change them, but let us see them as a natural manifestation of the present moment. So rather than manipulating them or trying to transform them or doing anything, we are learning how to savor them deeply. What is this tension? As if we've never seen it before. As if we were a newborn baby and we didn't even have the notion yet that tension is bad for me and I don't like tension. What is the tension when I relate to it without a judgment? We may notice that there is something warm in our attention, something loving. We are not trying to dissect or analyze our tension, but we're simply allowing it the space to fully blossom and be itself. And as we do this, the tension may completely disappear or it may remain for a while. It's not really important. But even if it stays, we may start to notice that the boundaries of the tension begin to soften, become more flexible. Its substance becomes a little bit more airy, more light. And this is the sign that we can move on, which means we keep some peripheral attention to our little tension, to a little emotion or tightness. We begin to inquire what else is there in the present moment within this body. And we may find out that there are some area in the body that are completely at ease, open, relaxed. It may be a feeling of warmth related to the contact of our body with our clothes, or a feeling of freshness related to the air coming in and out of our nostrils, feeling of pleasure, the simple contact of our bottom with the cushion, our feet with the ground. We realize the presence of many of these very small, pleasant feelings which are accompanying my contact with this present moment. And we may begin to notice a very strange fact, or something that may seem rather surprising, which is that the pleasant feelings are not in contrast, are not fighting the unpleasant feelings. Each feeling has its own space, its own freedom to manifest and fully blossom without having to be affected by all the other feelings. Within the body, when there are no images connected to the body or thoughts, we find an abundance of space. And now we are invited to turn our attention to this experience of spaciousness. The body as the vast open space in which myriads of different feelings arise and pass. What is this space? And as we look at this space, we see there is an intensification of the sense of presence. And we may even notice that there is no real boundary between the space and our presence. Presence is space and space is presence. Or at least this is the most accurate way we can describe this experience. And the spaciousness can also be seen as this open and vast sense of ease, something we could call higher ease. An ease that is not opposed to our unpleasant feelings, our tensions, our difficult emotions. An ease that is the space in which both pleasant and unpleasant feelings arise and develop. The kind of ease that doesn't get involved with the nature of experience, but simply observes, watches with this warm, loving, and caring energy. We'll allow ourselves to dwell for a few moments in this feeling of ease and openness. Continuing to inquire, what is this ease? What is this space? We are invited to take a few minutes before we open our eyes to come out of this space of openness and sensitivity, making sure we're not emerging with one of our little compulsions, with a jump. And try to see if, as we open our eyes, part of our attention can remain anchored in this feeling of spaciousness and of openness. Spaciousness that welcomes experience in its entirety without struggling, without fighting, choosing, or striving. Thank you.